Hello. Well, I cannot think of a better example of the karmic law of cause and effect than the current Great Egg fiasco, wherein it turns out that the EU, that great Humpty Dumpty of the political world, has once again fallen off the wall of reality, leaving a huge opportunity for people like me to point out lots of yolks. Oh, all right, okay, I promise you that's the last pun. And it's the last pun because nothing could possibly be funnier than the situation where less than a week after EU Ramonas were trying to raise the dreadful spectre of American chlorinated chicken being imported to Britain to replace pure European produce. And we've discovered that since November last year, Europe has been awash with the distinctive stink of rotten eggs. Well, it's not so much the smell of rotten eggs as the gaseous whiff of insecticide, as well as corruption, of course. It turns out that a stuff called fipronil, which sounds to me like a blood pressure medication, but what do I know, turns out to be a poison that not only kills people but also ticks and fleas, which types of rampant infection in the sort of crowded conditions endured by chickens on Dutch and Belgian farms is pretty well inevitable. Well, pretty is probably the wrong word to use. Around November last year, Dutch and Belgian authorities were warned by some anonymous whistleblower that fipronil was being used to clean the chicken pens. It's banned around food animals, but still nobody did anything about it until the information reached the Belgian Agriculture Minister through what he described as unofficial channels, which sort of implies to me that the news was actually being hidden from him. Oh, he's being politically very canny, knowing that it was going to break sooner or later. The London Evening Standard thundered that the problem is supermarkets using cheap foreign eggs in their sandwiches and quiches. Hang on, what do you mean, foreign? We're all in the EU, aren't we? No logic here. No, folks, it's not the supermarket's fault. When you buy eggs from a place that's supposed to have food standards and legal supervision and laws, it wouldn't occur to most normal customers to ask, oh, by the way, by any chance, are they contaminated with poison? The estimate is that about just short of 750,000 contaminated eggs came to Britain. But in general, Britain produces most of its own eggs, so the UK import is very small. God only knows how many got round the rest of Europe. Germany, Luxembourg, Belgium, Romania. Romania? Gosh, that might account for V squawking so much. Hi there, V. Look, I do hope you can keep up that level of fury even without the fipronil. The clean-up job is going to be enormous. It's not only eggs that will be destroyed, but millions of chickens too, although for some that'll probably be a blessed relief. But cheer up everyone, it might never happen, or at least it might not get the chance. There's that little problem with Korea after all. When a psychopath armed with nuclear devices loses his shit and pushes too hard at a blusterer armed with nuclear devices, well, we can't predict what's going to happen. So, although I've just been talking about eggs, when I bring up the subject of mushrooms, I'm not discussing breakfast.